Coming to you live from the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios, it's the Cigar Pulpit.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm the Bishop of the Burn, Nick, and with me...
It's Gator.
And
Nick's been really mad at me and wouldn't even take my calls yesterday.
And today we're going to be smoking the Studio 21 number 1 Robusto. It features an Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper as well as Dominican binders and fillers. And it becomes relevant because we're going to be talking about future plans for the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe when we get into...
when we take ownership.
But I mean, when we get into the discussion here in a little bit about our rebuttal to the rebuttal.
Not rebuttal.
Well,
counteroffer.
Okay, fine. Counteroffer to Dave's counteroffer, which...
he said if I can do 50 push-ups, I mean, I'm not even including you in this because we know better, but if I can do 50 push-ups, he'll just give it to us.
We have all this coming up. This is all coming up. I have audio, that we can hear it straight from the man himself.
The horse's mouth.
We can discuss that, but first...
Why have you been so mad at me?
Because you told me I don't fucking cover anything in my newspaper, and we don't need to get into that now. So, okay. So,
when's the last time?
Stop it. Just fucking stop it. Moving on. It's time to cut the cigar. And the official cutting is brought to you by Dan the Man Ponder at Riverman Cigar Company, where he has been celebrating the birthdays of famous cigar smokers. It's a thing that he started doing in the shop. He wanted to showcase, famous cigar smokers through history. And so, while there are no famous cigar smokers that was born on the day this show drops, which would be May 9th.
Yeah.
Monday, May 8th, when we're recording it, we have two. We have Oscar Hammerstein, who was born in 1846 and was one half of the Rodgers and Hammerstein, musical group. They weren't musical group. They wrote musicals.
Composers.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And then Al Lerner. Now, some people may not know Al Lerner, but Al Lerner was an American businessman, best known as the chair of the board of credit card giant MBNA, and was the owner of the Cleveland Browns in the National Football League.
Okay, then.
So, yeah.
Thank you, Captain Butthurt.
So we have Al Lerner, and we have Oscar Hammerstein, and you can learn all this kind of fun stuff over there at Riverman Cigar Company while you're going through the humidor and finding great cigars. And guys, if you're in the St. Louis area, swing on by, have a cigar underneath the 1,500 square foot covered patio, and if you're not, well, you can do mail order. So give them a call at Riverman Cigar Company.
This could easily be the show we come to blows on.
And it's time now to go ahead and cut the cigar. Go ahead and give my
I gotta give mine out of the cellophane.
Straight cut. And give that a straight cut there. And, cold draw.
What do they pack them in here?
Musty cornflakes.
They just pack them right in.
Musty cornflakes. Yeah. Weather's nice. We're coming to you from the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios right here at Top Shooters, where for those of you who have been to Top Shooters with us before, you'll notice some changes. You'll notice they put up these nice trellises on the patio here.
Got it.
And it has created just enough shade that, it cuts that direct sunlight a lot, and it's really nice. I actually enjoy it. It's a nice.
Can I borrow your cutter?
Nice addition to, heaven forbid we come prepared for a cigar podcast.
Here,
nice
you know what?
No. Oh, look, what's he got? Oh, he's got his knife. Okay.
It's the Gurkha knife.
Oh, look at that. I mean, Friends don't let friends smoke Gurkha.
No, but they make a hell of a knife.
But
they make good swag.
They're good at marketing. I'll give them that. They're good at marketing. Anyway, so do you just want to borrow my cutter?
No,
because you're already cracking the cap there.
Nope.
You've got a crack going already.
Nope.
Okay. Anyway,
look at that.
Okay. Well, that's something.
I dropped it.
Okay. Yeah, musty cornflakes was where I got on that.
Hold on.
It was cornflakes with just a hint of Grandma's Attic.
I don't get the cornflakes. Boy, what do I get? That's weird. Let me try the cold retro.
I'm firing mine up because I want a cigar.
Yeah, I can't place it. I don't get. I'm not saying cornflakes specifically, but I can't place it. There's a flavor. I just don't.
Just
know
enough
what it is.
wind out that it's like, I think I just sensed some hair on my knuckles.
Oh God.
Anyway. Well, I don't know about you, but I had a delightfully fun time Friday night with Travis and Scott of the Smokin' Butts and Tappin' Ash Cigar and Barbecue team, or barbecue team that smokes cigars, whatever the fuck they call themselves.
Yeah. Did you get your ass tapped?
What? No.
Huh? No.
There's
What's
none
that, ash or
none
ass?
of that going on. None of
Butt tapping?
that.
No butt tapping?
No, I mean, I don't know what they did after I left.
They do stay in that little trailer.
They were going to
together.
stay in the trailer, I was going to say. But, no, I will. It was a unique experience. I don't understand why they get there so damn early.
It's a party, man.
They were there at like 1 o'clock, and like they didn't start cooking until the next day. They didn't do
what?
They didn't do anything Friday night except trim the butts and put them in a marinade, and that was it.
Yeah.
Those
guys are meticulous about, rubbing their meat.
We went and had dinner at a Mexican restaurant, and
wait, you didn't even have like barbecue there?
No, that's what I'm saying. They didn't cook.
When I went to the one with them last year, they had the meat going like all night long.
No,
so weird.
No, they didn't cook. It was like they didn't start anything until the next day. So I
wonder if that's because Dave wasn't there. Because Dave's kind of the power.
Well, he's got to dry out the chicken.
Yeah.
It takes a long time to dry out chicken like Dave does. So I would think they would have had to start it early. But
I love you, Dave.
Dave wasn't there. I mean, Dave didn't show up, and Dave missed out because I brought some goodies.
You did,
and he didn't get any. But such is life. It's okay.
Even poor. I don't think poor Gervais ever got a Villiger too.
He did not.
Mm-hmm. We can talk to him about that later this week.
Yeah, we've covered that, but no, he did not. But he'll get one eventually. But anyway, yeah, a little chunk of something. Yeah, no, it was a good time. And the thing I wanted to talk about with that was they had a solo stove as their little fire
pit. Yes, we talked about
thing.
this.
This thing is
This is before you got mad at me and wouldn't take my calls. We talked about this that night.
Unfucking real. And the smoke, I don't understand the technology because it's a smokeless fire pit.
How does that even work?
It only smoked in the very beginning. I don't understand how that worked. But, it was only when the fire was getting going. Once the fire got going, there was no smoke. It was great. And it was so easy to get a fire going, too. Scott threw one little fire starter cube in there.
Yeah.
And then just tossed 3 logs in, and that was it. There was no teepee method, no log cabin.
Space-age technology.
No much in the way of, kindling or anything like that. It just, fire, It was the
then.
It was the easiest friggin' thing. And so, I've looked at these things before, and they're expensive as sin. But, if they work that easily, maybe it's worth it.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
It
had its own little carrying bag.
In your life, what application would you need that for? At your house, you want the fire because you're out in the dark and you want to keep away the scary things while you're enjoying your cigar.
The fire's there.
Or making your s'mores or, playing,
The fire billows high
kissy face
above
with the chicky babes, whatever you're doing.
God damn it. Fire raises high above the level of the stove. So it's not like you don't see the fire. It's just there's no smoke.
So bizarre.
Yeah. And, I mean, you could cook on it very easily. I mean, I made s'mores last night. And
I've used the little stove that comes in the MREs, but that's some kind of chemical thing that'll kill us all. But, yeah.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Yeah.
But no, it worked really, really well. I was actually really impressed with it. I still struggle with the idea of spending that kind of cash on one of them. Because I think the middle range one.
What kind of scratch are we talking about?
I mean, we're talking like $400 to $600, depending on how big.
I'll just move my chair around when the smoke changes. Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's the thing. But it's not even just that. It's also the fact that when you want more fire, you just throw a piece of wood in there, and all of a sudden you have lots of fire.
Well, that's how most fire pits work.
No, because you have wind, you have all kinds of other components, and you got to get that log, catching and everything like that. This, I think it's because it's so compact. Everything just, it burns super quick.
So bizarre.
It's great. It's really great.
Okay, then.
It reminded me, Travis brought this up, and it was a good analogy. But it reminded me of like the drum from like a washing machine.
Oh yeah,
because it had some holes around the top. Like,
don't they have one of those here?
Yeah,
at Top Shooters.
Somewhere.
Yeah,
they've used them before.
Yeah,
I think they had them at Pulpit Fest last
year. They did.
I don't think they
when we all got in trouble for using the wood.
Travis used too much wood. Yeah, exactly. We talked about
Travis
that.
likes a lot of wood.
We talked about that briefly too. He went a little overboard.
I went and bought several bundles of wood that night to make up for it.
You did.
So
you did. But anyway, good time with them, and I'm trying to convince them to do the barbecue cook-off in Smithton on May the 20th.
Yeah, it's like 2 miles from your house.
I would say it's like 10 minutes from my place. But I know this upcoming weekend they're going to be in your neck of the woods in Waterloo.
Yep.
Doing a competition.
And I'm guessing they're doing, if they have the Pinckneyville one again.
Yeah, I don't know.
I haven't heard any talk of that, but I'm sure I'll see them at that if they do
it.
They didn't advertise that thing last year. I'm the newspaper in town. I'm a way to get out to everybody, and they didn't put anything in with me. So
I will say the
not the smoking, the guys running it. Yeah.
I will say the Waterloo competition, the amount of teams so far is like way down from what they were saying.
It was a hell of a thing last year.
Yeah,
it was a big going deal last year.
But this year they're saying there's only 9 teams.
It's easier chance to win. They won last year with all the teams.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, there were 15. And when you start losing that many teams, apparently it's not good. I don't know.
I wonder why. I wonder what would precipitate that.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
I'm enjoying my Studio 21, by the way.
Yeah, you know what? For a first cigar of the day, it's not bad. I've got a little bit of a funky burn line going, but I'm blaming that on wind.
Yeah, I've done a couple of little quick touch-ups, but it's just we're in a wind tunnel.
Yeah. It's a little breezy out.
Are you getting lunch here? I think I'm getting lunch here.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Once
we're done.
Not on the show or anything, but
that would be fun. The last half of the show, it's just us stuffing our faces.
Yeah, I don't think that'd be something anybody wants to hear. But I do think it's an appropriate moment, since you talked about the Studio 21 cigar, I do think we ought to get into the counteroffer here. So let's just stop for a moment and hear how this all started.
Okay.
We did a Succession show, and at the very tail end of the Succession show, when we were talking about the succession plan of all the different manufacturers and things, then I got to Two Guys Smoke Shop, and then I said, I wonder if the Cigar Authority is even sellable, or there becomes a succession plan for it. And we said, we don't think anything. And then I think Jonathan ended up saying, maybe Cigar Pulpit would buy it out or something. And I said, they can't buy it. They're broke SOs, right?
And that's where we left off until they started with this.
Well, they took it as I gave them a slap in the face, and I was meaning they wouldn't have the money to buy it anyway, in all due respect. And I said all due respect.
You did.
So that makes it okay.
Yeah, you could be an asshole if you say, with all due respect. That's fine.
I don't remember hearing with all due respect.
I don't remember that either.
Neither here nor there. I didn't go back to check the tape. For all I know,
he's pulling a Ricky Bobby there.
Slightly.
With all due respect.
Yeah,
you can't just say anything you want.
I don't think you can say anything you want. But, but it's just one of those things. And anyway, to continue.
All right, hang on a second. So first of all, they don't have people.
Right, I tried to call their people, and it turns out they don't have.
So let me
we
stop.
Need people.
Let me
true.
stop and touch on this for a moment. This was a criticism that Mr. Jonathan had and Dave had. They said that they tried to reach out to our people. I am the people. And Jonathan, you texted me just this morning. And Dave you and I spoke, so like I don't know what people you're trying to reach out to. I am the people.
I'm friends with these guys on Facebook.
Like,
I'm also people.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, hang on a second. So first of all, they don't have people.
Right. I tried to call their people, and it turns out they don't have any.
You have people. They do not have people. That's the first thing.
So
Second,
that's why you haven't heard from me in 3 weeks, because I was trying to get their people. They don't have any.
Okay, so there's that. Now this is where Mr. Jonathan had a little bit of going back and forth on our offer. Okay. Specifically, he wanted to discuss the MRE situation.
how do they not know how many MREs they have? They're fucking right in front of them. How can they not count? It's 6 or 7.
There was some kind of fire at Gator's place of business.
Yes.
And I'm not saying it was a cigar-related fire,
No.
but coincidence?
They're also broke-ass hoes, so they don't know where their next meal's coming from, so they might have to dip into them.
The problem with me finding my next meal is that Barry probably stole it. But anyway, that's the pot coddling the kettle fat.
I was going to say it
You
could
know,
be in like a container in Jonathan's car that he's just driving around.
He's just
He likes
driving
to-
around.
Yeah.
He's going to stop by Dave's house just randomly and
Show him the food and then take it back,
And
yeah.
just be like, "Hey, here's Nick and Gator's next veal," and then fucking leave. But anyway, that's again neither here nor there. And the reason we didn't know 6 or 7 is because Jeff just offered that. It's not like we had the MRE sitting right there in front of us.
No.
We
That
didn't-
wasn't off the cuff.
That was off the cuff. We did not know how many MREs.
I have at least a dozen. I might have 1 or 2 more.
But you only offered up 6 or 7.
I got to keep some for me.
Oh, okay. All right. Now, Mr. Jonathan did like
I can't give him my entire bug out bag.
He did like one aspect of our offer.
I want to thank them for putting together such a serious offer. That was well done. Well done. The chicken, well done.
And who's not a fan of a rotisserie chicken? I get it.
Right.
That was
Right.
the most alluring one at the beginning of it.
Yeah, I could take or leave the $68.47 or whatever it is. But the chicken, you got me a chicken.
It was $46.38, I believe.
And
but
the
it's
2
neither here nor
vouchers
there.
from Caesars.
Yes, exactly.
If I can find them, I don't know where they're at now.
Well, that was the cash portion, but they're right. You know, I mean, like, who doesn't like a rotisserie chicken? And
Oh, it's a mean bird.
it was pointed out that I only offered up 1 for Dave, but you know, I'm willing to sweeten the pot and go to 4 chickens.
You just
one
quadrupled
for
the
each of
offer
them.
right there.
I just quadrupled the chicken offer.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm totally willing to offer up, 4 chickens, 1 for each of them.
Hell, for that matter, I'll find them 4 live chickens. They can rotisserie them themselves.
I mean, there you go.
You know what?
Little chicken murder.
You know what? I bet you money that if we got 4 live chickens, I'd even help dress them out. I've done it. I'm a farm boy. I bet we could get Dave from Smoking Ash and Tappin Butts or Tappin Butts and what is their thing?
Smoking butts and tapping ash.
Smoking Butts and Tappin Ash. I'll bet you money we could get him to dry that chicken out really well for him.
I bet. You know, and you know what? Dave could take his chicken and include it with that 800-pound cow that he's giving away at his thing in September. You know, so then you're getting both, chicken and poultry, or poultry and beef.
Now you got turf and yardbird together,
right?
Yeah,
right.
Throw in a waffle. Now you got something.
I mean, then you're set. So anyway, so they kind of talked about that, but now's when it gets serious.
Uh-oh.
It's not enough. So I am a negotiator. Part of my thing is negotiating the buyer. I was a buyer for years. I have somebody else and stuff, but I negotiate with companies, and it's the deal isn't off the table, but we're just not close yet.
No.
But I don't say it's over.
He says it's not over.
It's not over till it's over.
Now, he did start with his counters, and I'm going to admit, some of them are pretty serious, but,
Okay.
whatever. We'll start with the first thing.
I don't think they have the heart to do this. Mm-hmm. And to do a podcast for 13 years every Saturday and show up to do it. You remember, we've done this over 13 years, never missed an episode. Every single Saturday we do it. So if they would take it, after 13 years, either of them, would have to give their heart, literally, as a payment.
Cut out of their chest.
Cut out of their body. Mm-hmm. So one of them is giving their life to it. It's making a deal with the devil, basically. Give your heart to it. If you don't make it the 13 years without missing an episode. Mm-hmm. If you have the heart, then fine. If you don't have the heart, after 13 years, something happened, I couldn't make it, that's it. You have to give your heart.
Now, okay, Dave.
I'm not going to make it 13 years.
Well, that comes up later. But anyway,
I'm trying to hold on now till my birthday.
Dave.
It's in August.
Well, then I'll just give his heart, when he passes, then it's no big deal. But I will say this.
Don't go chopping me up in the casket. They've already taken the organs out at that point.
Well, I'll get them.
Want to point that out?
I'll get them from the home.
Because that would be disconcerting in front of the family and everything and the pastor.
I'll get them from the home.
In the middle of the church service.
It'll be fine. No.
You go up and Dwight me like that CPR doll.
Yeah. But no, I'd like to point out that much to Gator's chagrin, we've done 2 a week for nearly 4 years.
Yes. Which has been a point of contention.
Anyway.
A bone of it, as it were.
You don't have to fucking do it, but I've done it for the most part. And the only reason I say for the most part is because there was that period of time with the Pulpit Rewind. So, if I were to do the count, I would estimate that, we've done somewhere in the neighborhood of about 350, if not maybe slightly more, original episodes.
Yeah.
Since
That's
August of 2019. And
God, we've been doing it that long. Holy God.
So when you do that math, I mean that's what 3.5 years, 350 divided by 3.5. I mean that's 100 episodes a year, which is about right. It's about right. 52 weeks, 2 episodes a week.
The problem is I never agreed to that.
It's about anyway.
Not once.
It's about right. And the point is that means that you could argue that we've done nearly 7 years worth of shows.
We're catching up with them
in half the time that they've done.
Yeah, we're catching up.
So I mean,
because that after show that doesn't count.
I mean, whatever. But that's the point is that I'm getting close there, Dave, and so I'm saying it's not that unreasonable to say,
but
you're
let's be honest,
years,
I don't have 13 years left.
Well, and that's fine. Then you can just give your heart when you pass away, and then the debt's covered. I mean, he only said one of us has to do it. But
the heart's probably going to be the thing that takes me out. Is he going to really want that diseased organ?
Hey, he didn't say it needed to be working or anything like that.
I mean, it's not going to be working when you take it out.
I was going to say it won't be working. So, anyway, moving on to his next counter. Well, before I do, there actually was another counter in between the heart and what I'm about to play, and that was he got onto some weird thing about an eye for an eye, where he wanted one of us to take out a left eye and the other one to take out a right eye and give him the eyeballs and
okay, now it's getting weird.
They got into some sort of weird rabbit hole about anti
venom?
No. What when you get a transplant and anti-rejection medication and all this, it got weird. So I didn't clip that part because it got weird. But anyway, but then there was this.
Imagine those guys getting weird.
There was this counter.
Another thing they could give me is 50, not $50. But 50 push-ups.
Okay.
If either of them can drop, give me 50. They
real
can have
push-ups,
the show.
not your push-ups either. Real ones.
Those mine were real.
Yours were terrible.
If either of those two guys can drop and give me 50, they can have the show.
I don't even give you credit for trying to do push-ups. They were that bad.
Put a time limit on that because they'll train.
Yes.
And good for them.
Oh, you don't think they'll ever do 50?
Not a fucking chance.
Drop and give me 50 is okay.
So yeah.
Oh my God. Now let's be honest. We're just going to leave you out of this.
If I
can do 50 push-ups with a little bit of training. I used to do 50 push-ups.
When's the last time you did 50 push-ups?
2003.
So 20 years ago.
Oh my God, it is.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Okay.
I was doing 50 push-ups a day when I enlisted in the Air Force. Yeah.
When you were in your 30s, your early 30s.
Yeah. But I bet you money. I could get up to 50. You want me to try it now and see how many I can do?
Yeah. Right now. Just we'll angle the camera.
No, you don't even have to move. Don't move the camera. We got a perfect angle.
You do it right there. Just do it right there. And while you're doing the 50 push,
let's see what my base.
While you attempt,
check my baseline.
Okay, while you attempt your 50 push-ups, we'll just kind of continue on here. This will be fun. No, you're out of the camera. You need to go. No, Jeff, you're out of the camera. You're out of the. First of all, you're using the platform and you're out of the camera. That doesn't count. I'm not counting any of these. I mean, okay, well, he can continue to wear himself out all he wants. I'm not counting any of these. I'm not even watching, to be honest. But those are not push-ups. You're using the platform. You're not coming all the way down. That was some bullshit right there. And now he's dying. And nobody even saw it. I mean, there was the optimum space.
I got to 12.
Those were half-ass push-ups. Those weren't full push-ups.
Those were push-ups.
Those weren't full push-ups.
Those were push-ups. Back straight, arms down.
Your back was like this. You had your ass in the air. I literally watched you.
That's only the resting position, but I did 12.
Anyway, so, okay. Well, then I think we have a better shot at this next counter offer that Dave put out.
I did 12.
Beat our weight.
No.
The weight of our
Whoa.
team, the weight of our team as a whole, and the weight of their team, and they can have fucking good coffee, Nick too. They can have him. He's on there a lot, so
It was 112, 115.
whatever. Yeah,
He's,
so they would.
he's
They would
substantial. He's probably 2 bills.
listen. They would have to make a effort to gain a lot of weight, which would run the risk of living or dying possibly. But that's it. They end up beating our weight as that group. They get the show.
Yeah,
Free.
it took us decades of
It
practice to
did.
get here.
You think this was easy?
You still want all the other shit, right?
The stuff that they've already.
Yeah.
I'm adding on to it. Any of these items.
I feel like I'm already about at Dave weight.
My arm's tingling.
I feel like if you, and you're going to go before I do.
Why do my teeth hurt?
So I think if that, given the fact that you're going to go before I do, and the fact that I'm already at Dave weight,
you have any aspirin?
I'm volunteering you.
I might need a baby.
There actually might be some out in my car from the last time you bought it. I think I have an old bottle of aspirin that you left in my car.
I need a baby aspirin to finish the show.
But I'm volunteering you for Barry weight.
What?
Yeah, I think I'm already at Dave weight, and I have more years to live. You're obviously struggling, and you know whatnot.
Struggle is real.
So I figure if you're that close already, I'm volunteering you for Barry weight. So
Might
you
have to go lay down on the bench
You
for a
just
little
have
bit.
to get up to Barry weight, and let's be real. Ed Sullivan and Nick's probably in the neighborhood of Ed Sullivan's weight, which means, the BF chicken puppet would be enough to counter for Mr. Jonathan.
It's true.
So realistically, there it is. So
Are you saying Mr. Jonathan's a lightweight?
maybe. But anyway, so I think that's the more realistic goal there. So when you have lunch, you got to double it up, buddy. You got to go big.
I gotta have 4 chicken fried steaks.
You got to get to Barry
I
weight.
usually get 2.
You got to get to Barry weight.
Well, I don't know what Barry's weight is.
He's covered it on the show.
I'll admit right now I'm at 320. What are you at? Let's say it publicly.
Oh God, I don't know if I'm prepared to do that.
I'm prepared to hear it.
I don't know if I'm prepared to do
Come
that.
on. No, we got to have the baseline. I did 12 push-ups. My arm is numb now and my teeth hurt.
I'm
clearly having a heart attack live on the air.
I'm in that
The
ballpark.
least you can do is say what you weigh.
I'm in that ballpark. I'll just say that much. But anyway.
What ballpark?
In the ballpark. Your ballpark. Your ballpark. I'm
you weigh
over
more than I
I'm
do.
over that, but I'm in the ballpark.
Can I take a guess?
over that.
If I guess, will you tell me?
No.
380,
I'm not that high. No.
360,
No.
350.
Maybe, but I'm definitely not 360. But, I think I'm Dave.
Hey, you can't help it that you're sized for love.
Dave comparable weight. And
I don't think Dave weighs 350. I've
I
seen
don't
Dave.
know.
Dave does not weigh 350.
He's a littler dude, so he
I'd
carries it
put
better.
I'd put Dave somewhere in the 280 range.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I'm bad at this, and I feel like this is borderline insulting. So,
To us or them?
them. Let's
Why?
be real. Because I don't want to comment on their weight.
Okay, guys, we're going to need to know.
But in all fairness,
We have to know.
it is accurate. It is, apt.
It was their suggestion.
It was their suggestion, so maybe that's what we need to do. Maybe we need to know what the total weight of the Cigar Authority is to know what we're going for.
We need to know the gross tonnage.
Yeah. Oh my God. So anyway, that's where it was. So we'll get to the recap
Hey,
here.
and I'll tell you what. The next time Gervais is in town, We can go down to the grain elevator, and the three of us can get on it and find out what our total weight is.
You know what? There we go. I mean, it kind
Bring
of
the chicken.
sucks because I've been slowly trying to lose weight, but now it's like, fuck, I got to stop that, but okay.
Beat the weight. Give me 50, an eye for an eye, or have your heart and soul put into this. And if you don't do it after 13 years, you got to give your heart up, one of yous. And you guys decide amongst yourself, and Nick from Fucking Good Coffee can be the third vote in case they vote for each other.
Yeah.
Of course,
I don't think Gator's going to make it 13
No,
years. So
I don't
it
think-
gets him out of it.
I don't think Gator makes it out of that voting.
Well, did you hear Nick on that show talking about respiratory problems?
Yes.
He was laughing like Keith Richards.
Yes.
It really was not good. I don't know if he'll make it 13.
So they got something to think about. We have something to think about.
I mean, I'm over the respiratory thing. By and large.
Yeah, but let's be honest. I don't know if you're going to make it out of your 30s.
I'm already out of my 30s.
Oh, God. Well, look at you being on borrowed time.
Oh, my God. Anyway. But no. I do want to once again point out, Barry's the one saying that you're not going to make it 13 years. I mean,
he's right. I can't argue with right.
he's going to be greeting you at the pearly gates.
Hey, as long as he's got a stogie, it'll be the perfect pickup.
Oh, my God. There we go. So look, there's negotiation. Now, I was presented with an interesting thought this past week about this whole situation.
Okay.
You and I might be looking at this wrong.
Okay.
We might be looking at this as you and I having to find a way to purchase the Cigar Authority.
Okay.
What about Pulpit Nation?
You're saying get a group of investors together.
We do this Green Bay Packers style. And everybody and all of our listeners can be
The
shareholders.
pulpit heads
They can be shareholders.
instead of the cheese heads.
Exactly. They can be shareholders. And we just, as a group, collectively do it.
We could get little hats made up that are like a church pulpit.
I mean, we could do all kinds of things. We could have it look like the end of a cigar, where it's like, you put on it's brown with like gray on the top.
We could put a little
and
bit
put
of
a
dry,
little- yeah, that way
dry
it's
ice where
smoking.
the smoke comes out. Yeah,
exactly.
I like where your head is.
Right, but no,
we need to suss this out.
We could group fund this basically and have
crowdsourcing.
Have the
oh my god! Oh my god!
Parishioners.
Can we crowdsource the push-ups? Because I bet between all of our listeners, we could come up with 50 cumulatively.
Lupe's put in a lot of work losing weight.
Yeah,
I bet he could come up.
Lupe's
with
our
push-ups.
ringer.
I mean, I don't know if he's the ringer. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think if we got a really.
Let's be honest. I mean, we're gonna get one or two out of Teddy.
I bet Luke probably could put in a
Teddy's
few.
gonna kick my ass for that.
Luke could probably put in a few.
Luke and Joe.
Yeah, they're thin dudes.
Oh
Yeah,
my
they're-
God,
they're-
the Canadians coming to the rescue.
They're thin, fit dudes.
Thanks, eh?
Yeah, exactly, eh? Be a good guy, eh?
The problem is the minute they got done and they realized that they helped us beat the authority, they're just gonna look at them and say, "Oh, sorry, sorry, eh?"
Sorry. So anyway, that's where we're at.
I bet you know what? I'm gonna double that offer.
Oh my God!
I bet we can get enough video proof of our listeners doing a cumulative 100 push-ups. I'm gonna double it. There.
So you're right now
I
asking
did 12. I can do 10.
So what you're saying is right now you're asking the parishioners
to
videotape themselves doing
as many push-ups as they can safely.
Real push-ups.
Yeah, safely.
And that then we will add that all up.
I don't want anybody having
a
cardiac event.
But see, I think Dave wants the.
Well, Dave wants a body count, but I don't want to give him that.
What he wants,
I don't want to lose a listener.
Let's be real. What he wants is the humor factor of watching one of our fat asses actually
keel over,
do the push-ups. And
yeah.
That's just. I mean, you could.
But that's why I doubled it.
If you would have gone over here instead of over there, he could have had at least 12.
I wasn't on camera here?
No, I told you that repeatedly.
I thought you could see me.
No. You were. Well, anyway. Not entirely sure why you did that many.
I'm starting to feel my arm again.
Not entirely sure why you did that many push-ups if you knew you were on camera. It's like it feels like a little bit too much effort for the bit, but
but you saw me do them.
I know, that's what I'm saying. If you were gonna fucking do them, why didn't you do them over here where at least you got credit? Nobody's gonna believe that you did them over there, even though I will vouch that you did. I mean, they were happy.
If they knew the pain I had in my arm right now, they'd understand.
Oh my God. Anyways,
probably not a good thing.
Yeah. So, All right. Well, this leads us into this.
Offer countered.
We all need to live united, but one must go. Brought to you by United Cigars, makers of La Giana Havana, Abuelo, Red Anchor, Firecracker, and of course, United Cigars. Distributors of Jose Dominguez, Garofalo, Montosa, and Terra Nova, and the highly acclaimed Atabey, Byron, and Bandolero. Buy United, Smoke United, Live United, United Cigars.
So I kind of felt like that brings us into the one must go because we were presented with what I basically feel are 3 viable options. I'm taking the eye for the eye one off the table. I kind of feel like that one's just goofy.
Yeah.
I mean, Dave's not going to replace one of his eyeballs with one of our eyeballs.
Now,
I
I have an
that's
eyeball
just-
story.
that's
Let me
weird.
tell this real quick.
Oh God.
And I was reminded of this because I actually went to a family member's funeral this weekend. It was a celebration of life, and I'll be honest,
That's dark.
No, it wasn't. That's the deal. The celebration of life is a whole different thing than a funeral. And I've never really quite understood them, but we sat there, you go up and you say hi to the family, and my relative had been cremated, and I went up and said hi to his lovely wife and his children and the grandkids that I know.
I was going to chime in with something, but it's your relative, so I'm
It
gonna
is
let
my
it go.
relative.
I'm gonna
Don't do
let
that.
It go.
Lowell was a sweet guy. I loved him to death.
I was just about to say, like, what? Did they save the eyeball or something?
No.
Okay.
No,
All right.
but
Okay.
it
All right.
reminds
Okay.
me. So as we sat there, and I sat there I had sat down by myself, and then my cousins were all like, "Jeff, get over here." So I went over, and we sat there and we watched the photo montage that was playing on the screen there in the church, and we started reminiscing and talking about who was in the pictures and who wasn't, and this and that, and then it reminded me of a story because we got to talking about what schools that people had went to, because all of our family was kind of in the same little geographic area there in Denmark, Illinois.
Okay.
There's like 3 houses and a church. There's not a lot left of it. The coal mine's mined right up to it.
That was next door to Sweden, Illinois, right?
On both sides. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Making sure.
The Scandinavian portion of Illinois.
What's up, Bjorn?
So, Bjorn could do some push-ups. Bjorn's in good shape. He could do that.
Yeah, those Swedes. You
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
Yeah.
They
So-
eat better than we
And he's
do.
got free health care.
Well, that's
so
my
if
point.
anything happens,
Their-
he's covered.
Their food is healthier than ours.
It's true.
So, yeah.
No GMOs. But
exactly.
anyway, I digress. So we got to talking, and we were talking about like the old Denmark school and the old Jenkins school, and just the various little old like one-room schoolhouses that had been in the area that my dad and some of my cousins are a little older, not my dad's age, but a little bit younger, in that range, had gone to before they consolidated up the school there at Trico High School. I was a pioneer, yeah. So we're also known as Trico Psychos, but I digress. That being said, we got to talking about the old Jenkins School and where it was located, and it was really close to our farmhouse, and it reminded me of a story that my dad has told me over the years. So when he was a kid,
Dear God, we have our Mr. Jonathan. We have our own version of the coin story.
Yes. So my dad has always told this story, and I won't say any names here because there may still be relatives. Somebody might hear it. But there was a young man who had lost his eye when he was a child.
Okay.
And he had a glass eye.
Okay.
So he got in trouble, and apparently the teacher was a dick. Okay, just a mean old. My dad never says a bad word about anybody. He said it was the meanest person he ever knew. And this teacher, this kid did something with the glass eye, did something in the classroom that pissed the teacher off. And the teacher brought him up front in the classroom, made him bend over, and he paddled him with, the giant old wooden paddles that we had back in the day.
I think I know where this is going.
Hit him so hard it knocked the glass eye out, and it rolled under the piano.
That's what I thought.
And my dad, as a little 5-6-year-old kid, remembered that vividly. As long as he had his faculties.
I think I would remember if somebody got paddled so hard their fucking eye fell out.
Yes. And it literally rolled under the piano.
Okay.
And they had to fish it out.
All right. So
Yeah,
we're not.
That's fucked up.
So we're not doing the eye for the eye. So I'm thinking one must go: the heart cutting, the push-ups, or the weight challenge.
Okay, so say them again, because I'm having trouble focusing now with my heart rate up so high.
The cutting out somebody's
I'm
heart.
just hearing pounding in my
The
head.
cutting out somebody's heart, the push-ups, or the weight the weight challenge.
Well, obviously the cutting out of the heart, because that's kind of fucked up. A little bit.
I mean, all we have to do is 13 years straight of podcasts. And he's only saying one a week because, that's what he does.
Which is what we should be doing.
Anyway. Anyway, it's neither here nor there.
And let's be honest, we can get to the weight challenge without even trying. I mean, we're still packing it on.
I mean, I'm trying not to be packing it on. I'm actually doing okay, at least kind of staying where I'm at and very, very, very slowly inching down.
Okay.
Very slowly.
Really?
Well, yeah.
I've lost weight?
Like 25 pounds this year. Yes. I swear.
Okay.
Anyway, it's not much when you see me all the time, but yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah.
Well, good for you.
Yeah. So anyway,
25?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Christmas was bad.
Okay.
Did a lot of eating over the holidays.
Yeah, that happens.
Neither here nor there.
Especially at Thanksgiving when I have that honey baked ham.
So I really would prefer to not have to pack it on. I mean, I would like to know where they're at. That way we kind of know where we need to be. Because I do feel like I'm in Dave territory. But, realistically...
Dave is nowhere close to your weight.
Realistically, like,
So wait, if you're at 350 right now, and you lost 25, so you were at 375 all day.
We don't need to discuss this.
Okay.
We don't need to discuss this.
Okay.
Moved on.
What are you getting on your cigar?
That?
We're smoking the Studio 21 here.
Anyway, we're cutting the heart thing. We're cutting the heart thing.
The One Must Go segment was brought to you by United Cigars. United, we smoke.
I was going to close that out or else I was going to forget. So,
True.
It's not bad.
I like the cigar.
Yeah.
Is this like a house blend of two guys, or what is it?
I don't know exactly. I don't think it's put out by United. But I think it's one of Dave's house blends. Because, obviously they broadcast from the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe.
This is definitely a more me cigar than you cigar. This is a me and Dave cigar, I have a feeling. Because I think Dave kind of is more in my wheelhouse on the sticks he chooses. Retro?
Little bit of pepper on the retro, but it's actually a fairly easy retro. The only reason I coughed there is because that smoke blew right back in my face.
It's got just right in the back of the sinuses, just a little hit of pepper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
very smooth.
Really not bad.
No.
If I wouldn't have inhaled my exhale at the end of the retro hail, I probably wouldn't have coughed. But
okay, that was a lot of hails.
A lot of hails.
Yeah, all the hails.
We got a lot of hail last night.
You got hail?
Fuck yeah, dude!
I didn't have any in Waterloo.
Big old storm
that I know of.
at 5:30. I mean, it was peanut M&M size hail.
Okay, so there was a. They have to go, by the way. There was a.
Not even an
was it up north?
My new hail thing. I'm starting to compare hail to candy, because here's the thing.
But you're losing weight.
Everybody always says pea size hail, and then they jump to golf ball size hail. But there's a lot of difference between a pea and a golf ball.
Are they talking about like the stream, like how big around it is? Because sometimes it splits.
They're talking about like if you get a whole one off the ground, how big is it? Is it softball size hail? Is it?
Oh wait, you mean like an actual pea?
The stone. Yes.
You're talking.
Yes.
PEA,
you son of a bitch, not PEE. God bless it. Anyway, not everything's about the bathroom.
Kind of is with me. So that being said, there was a town up a little north in Illinois that had pictures, and I mean these things were golf ball or larger. They were big hail last night that they got.
So, it was a good storm. I mean, it hit, and it was probably, a solid half an hour that I did that. But then I went outside and made s'mores. So, speaking of bathroom stuff, though, it did remind me of something that a listener did send to us. And because it pertains to the WWE, why don't we go ahead and jump into the Villiger Entertainment Report?
Okay, then.
You gonna do it?
Oh, that's right. You still don't have a tape.
No, I don't have
the
it.
Villiger. All these guys called in and said it, waiting to hear them the whole montage.
Like two.
Well, the three of us.
Two did.
Be a trio.
Yeah. Anyway,
I love Villiger cigars, by the way. And guys, if you haven't tried them, get on their store locator. If you don't have them automatically available in your brick and mortar, find out where they're available. If they're not available local to you, talk to your brick and mortars about bringing them in. Great sticks. They're moving into the New World market here in the States. You want to give them a try.
And they got Scott's seal of approval.
Okay.
I don't know about Travis.
Did he not smoke his?
I don't know if he smoked one or not,
Okay.
but I know Scott enjoyed his. So, pertaining to the WWE, I was sent a story, and this comes to us from the Daily Star over in the UK. And apparently, the headline, Andre the Giant took the world's biggest poo on a plane that left the cabin puking. So, he apparently, he was 7 foot 3 inches tall, 8th wonder of the world.
Yeah.
And
it would be like you getting in the ring with the micro guys.
It occurred on, they call it the Punami. Occurred on a Boeing 747 flight from Tokyo, Japan to the United States. He was so big he could not fit into the toilet for the 14-hour flight. So
they were going to put him in the toilet the whole 14 hours?
No, he didn't.
Because that would suck.
But I guess he was flying with Brutus the Barber Beefcake. And Brutus is the one who gave this interview and said, he said that Andre would always time it so that he would take a dump before he went to the airport, before he got on the plane, and then he'd be good for like a day or two. Now,
a day or two?
Supposedly, I don't know. But apparently his routine hit the fan on the flight back home after delays had left a handful of wrestlers rushing for their seats. So that brought Andre to the back of the plane. They closed the curtains, and as Brutus apparently put it, quote, he went to town on the toilets. The sounds were, according to the clearly horrified...
Wait, he used multiple toilets?
7 foot 3 inches, man. I mean, this is a big dude. The sounds were, according to the clearly horrified Brutus, quote, not human, and nor was the pungent smell that soon filtered its way through the plane. He added, quote, I've never heard anything like it. The sounds that are coming out of there, the smell that started coming forward. The back of the plane had a lot of people. There were just people falling out of their seats and into the aisles, gagging, puking, crying, screaming. We were all falling on the floor, laughing ourselves sick. I couldn't breathe. It must have filled up half a garbage bag full of shit. Those poor souls above the fateful flight were left falling from their seats, horrified at the man-made mess. Quote, he would eat 20 pounds of food per city, and so would shit 20 pounds, Brutus concluded. So, there you go.
Think of the size of that guy's colon.
I know.
Good
I
God.
mean, like, it did seem like it was kind of a perfect story for us to address here, but yeah.
I might have left that off.
I mean, I don't know. It seems appropriate for you.
So, My Monthly Cigars.
Hey, wait, yeah. This would normally be the time that I give some information about My Monthly Cigars, but I've hired that out this week, so take it away.
My Monthly Cigars is a premium cigar subscription service. It comes in a variety of different size boxes at affordable prices. Use offer code PULPIT and get free shipping on your first box and 20% off any items in the online store at mymonthlycigars.com.
That's offer code PULPIT. Thanks.
Don't forget about Fucking Good Coffee. And by the way, Nick G from mymonthlycigars.com and Fucking Good Coffee, as it stands right now, should be on our Friday show with us.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a big like anniversary to talk about.
Yeah,
it's kind of exciting.
Why he's coming on?
Now here's the thing: even if you're past the deadline, I want to throw this out there because sometimes we do the show and you're right at the deadline or past it.
You got time.
You got time, and he's always got a little wiggle room. So if you miss a deadline, reach out to him. You might be able to work something out.
Yeah, you got to sign up by the 15th of each month for the following month's box. But, this episode's going to drop on the 9th. So you've got, 6 days before the actual deadline to actually get in on the June box. And, do
and
that.
then you can get his package in your box.
Mailbox, as it were.
Well, it's also in a box in the mailbox.
It'd be a box.
It's a box in a box.
It's a package within a box within a box.
Yes. I saw something like that one
it's
time online.
It's the inception of packages and boxes.
It's like looking into a mirror with a mirror behind you, just on and on and on.
I don't know how this. Yeah. That got weird.
It gets into multiverse territory.
Got weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, Yeah.
It's infinity.
What have you watched anything other than
I watched
you know,
a really
haven't.
good show, and I hate to say it, I can't remember the name of it, but you can look it up. I believe it was on Netflix, but it was a show about this cat that infiltrated the KKK.
Oh.
And it was all about him going inside the KKK and unraveling a murder plot. And it was it involved 3. One was former and 2 were current corrections officers in Florida. And they had basically put a hit out on one of the inmates that had been in there with them to take this guy out. And this cat was working with the FBI. They came to him to do the hit, so they staged the murder and took pictures of it and then caught all these guys, like, thanking him for taking this guy out. Like, he showed them pictures of the guy dead.
Wow.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
And, yeah, they got him all on tape, like, bragging about it and thanking him, and that's exactly what they wanted. And, yeah, they went to prison. The one cat only got 4 years.
Wow.
And he's already out. The other 2, I think, are due out here in, like, 2025 or something.
You'd think you'd get more time for that.
You would think. I mean, they didn't actually kill the guy, but they staged a murder plot, and it was very interesting. Very, very interesting. And this cat's now in witness protection, but apparently the Klan has found him, so he came out and did this story so that people will know, like, hey, I really wasn't in the Klan. I was working, as an FBI informant. Like, I was doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Even based on the appearances and all that. So he's come out basically trying to show that, he was on the right side of this.
I swear I'm not in the Klan.
Well, no. I had a guy that was threatening me for years and years and years. Won't use the name. But he had a picture on his social media of him riding a Klan horse, so that was fun.
He's dead, though, now, right?
Yeah, he died.
Yeah. Well, that's one less person that's going to try and take you out.
Yeah.
Well, there you
One.
go. One.
I mean, there's still a myriad of,
Still, tons of suspects.
Yes.
That's another reason you won't last 13 years.
True that.
I haven't watched jack shit, now that I think about it. I've been relatively busy, and I haven't really watched a whole lot that's anything interesting for anybody to hear about.
Yeah.
Nick G was talking about some, documentary about Gary Shandling. And I do want to watch.
He's been hip deep, and I'm
that.
sure we'll talk about this on Friday's show, but he's been hip deep in watching the Gary Shandling show.
Yeah.
And I've watched bits and pieces here. Jeffrey,
I like it.
Tambor?
Yeah.
He was on it. Hey now. He's funny.
That used to be my text tone on my phone. My ex-wife hated it, especially when I would get 8 messages in a row.
Hey now,
it would be
hey now.
Hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now. And it was like, oh, I loved that so much when that would happen, but she hated it. But
yeah,
whatever.
And hence the divorce.
It's one of probably a myriad of reasons.
Yes.
But anyway.
Second time we use myriad for anybody playing the bingo card today.
Yeah, Undulate. We could use that as the word of the day, too.
Undulate.
Undulate.
What does that even mean? You don't even know what it means.
To move. Like
Wouldn't that be cavitate?
When you jiggle the jello, it's undulating,
Really?
I believe so.
Okay.
I'm going to Google it now.
Now, cavitate would be if you're shaking.
I'm going to Google it now. Undulate.
Yeah, let's look the definition of this up, because I'm not sure.
Undulate. Well, now that's just wrong.
Wait, the dictionary's wrong?
It's saying a hoofed mammal. I don't think.
Never heard that.
Thank you.
Is that like a mythical creature?
Undulate.
He doesn't know what
undulate
he's talking
verb. Verb.
Oh, yeah. It's all about the verbiage.
Well, now, wait a minute. It's still
he's
saying,
way off.
It's still saying a hoofed mammal. I don't think that's...
Did you type it in wrong? This is riveting, by the way.
Ungulate. Undulate.
Yeah, I think you're using it completely wrong.
I don't know. I could have swore that it...
Look up cavitate.
I'm not...
See what that says.
I don't
Here we go, cavitate.
Oh, my gosh. This is going to, rock my world for a moment, because I could have... Well, I spelled it wrong.
Maybe this is one of those Mandela things where they changed the meaning of it.
Dude, there's been a lot of that shit going on.
There has been.
Cavitate is the process whereby various pressure variations in a liquid can the process whereby pressure variations in a liquid can, in a short period of time, cause countless small cavities to form and then implode.
Yeah. So it causes the vibration. Not unlike
But that's not quite
not
what
unlike
that's
when
not quite what
a
I'm
town
getting
loses
at.
water pressure, or they have a water main break and they turn it back on and they get what's called a water hammer,
But
where it
that's
can
not-
blow out other pipes.
Yeah, but that's not quite what I was getting at.
No, because the Jello is not in liquid form at that point.
No. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway. Well, that was pointless.
Not unlike most of our shows.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Anyway. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I've lost track of where I was even at, so, whatever.
Guess what, motherfucker?
It's time for 3 cigars we smoked and enjoyed this week, and I'm trying to remember what I smoked and enjoyed this week. I smoked a ton of cigars when I was out with the Smoking Butts and Tappin' Ash guys, but I didn't bother to take really any photos to go with it because, I was living in the moment and enjoying myself. And
I may have mentioned this on another show, but I had another one. I can't remember if I talked about this a couple of weeks back or not.
Okay.
But I did have a Bocock Brothers, the World Traveler.
Okay.
Very, very good cigar by Bocock.
I feel like you did. But I
That's,
don't know.
I think I've talked about it, but I may have just told you I smoked. I don't remember.
I don't know.
But I had another one of those over the weekend. I'm out of those now, so I'm going to have to track those down. But I like those.
My first one I smoked when I was doing the layout of my newspaper last week, and it was the La Giana Maduro from our friends at United Cigars, and it was a very nice cigar. It smoked very well.
I also had a My Father Connecticut over the weekend.
Yeah.
The CT, what a great smoke.
Okay.
And you're right, it does build up there in that final third.
It
You get that hit, but
It does.
I always like the My Father cigars.
My second one was the Good Trouble from the friends over there at ATL Cigars. Smoked that on the way to my printer last week.
Always a good choice.
And I remember that cigar being different. I don't know why. I thought
You said that when you were talking to me driving.
I could have sworn that cigar was too light for my palate. I don't know how long I've been sitting on this one, but it definitely was. I don't want to say it was like strong, but it was. I'd say it was a good medium, and it had a lot going on with it. So like I don't remember it being that way, but it was good. It was a good cigar.
Okay, then. And I dove deep in the humidor over the weekend because I was out of my road sticks, my quorums, because Nick was supposed to pick them up for me and then didn't.
You also were going to swing by there when we left here last week.
Yeah, but I had to.
You had to get home and take a shit.
I had to pull an Andre the Giant.
So, I don't quite know how that's my fault.
But
okay.
that being said, I smoked a selection from Caldwell Cigars.
Okay.
And I believe it was the Blind Man's Bluff. It's the one on the band where his eyes are scratched out.
Okay.
I like Caldwell sticks.
I mean, I don't find them anywhere. So
the place that I found them is actually down in Cape Girardeau. There's a cigar store down there that I get them at.
Okay.
Yeah.
My last one I smoked last night around the fire pit while making s'mores. I smoked a Perdomo Lot 23 Sungrown.
Always good.
I had one of those fresh packs,
Yeah.
variety packs, and so I broke into that, and I had that, and it was a good cigar.
Now, I happen to like the, I guess it's more the shade-grown Lot 23, but very good cigars there from our friends over at Perdomo.
Well, I like the sun-grown.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's the difference in our palates.
So it worked out well. It's okay. So that's 3 cigars we smoked and enjoyed this week.
Well, Nick, how do folks reach out to us on the socials?
Yeah, we're on Instagram at the Cigar Pulpit as well as at Naked Gator, NEKKID Gator.
It is my page. I haven't posted anything in a while.
I mean, you're not going to throw up your naked gardening picture?
I put it on Facebook. I guess I could go ahead and put it up on Instagram, too.
God.
It was a little less exposure this year. I mean,
Thank
I've
God.
gotten fat.
Not for those poor people behind you.
No.
You straight up mooned the street behind you. I was like looking at the picture and I'm like, where geographically in his backyard is that? And I'm like, oh my God, that's the street that runs parallel to his.
Yeah.
He's mooning through the alley.
Yeah.
Like multiple.
The hope is
Those people rarely see the show.
Yeah, the hope is where I was at. I had the neighbors that have kids behind us, with the pool and all that. They have a storage unit, like little shed thing. So I was blocked from their patio, so they couldn't see me. And I'm just hoping that the gentleman behind us wasn't looking out his window at that moment.
Okay.
Yeah, and hopefully no one walked by in the alley or on the street.
God, can you
us.
imagine just going out for your Sunday or Saturday stroll? You're just walking the neighborhood, and all of a sudden you look to your,
and there's my happy ass
to your right, and you just see two just giant pale hams,
Yeah.
just like there, and it's like, oh dear God,
It's not that far off.
Anyway, but yeah, we're on Facebook with the Cigar Pulpit Parishioners group, and you can get in on that fun. Twitter, we don't do jack shit.
Nope.
YouTube, you can watch this, and we do need your calls for Ask the Boys. Area code 863-874-0000. That show will be coming up at the end of the month, where we take your calls.
It's always a fun show.
I think so. I enjoy it.
I have had to relight my cigar a couple of times here at the end.
It's windy.
Well, and I'm talking
and there's
not
much
puffing.
cigar left. Exactly. So yeah, I'm kind of down to the end.
I want to do a final retro.
This and as I inhale some of it.
Thought you'd have learned that the first time.
Oh dear God. No, well, no, that was me like literally swallowing smoke is what that was. I tried.
Still very smooth.
Yeah.
I mean, even though you nearly died, it's still very smooth.
Well, don't swallow the smoke and it'll be okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, good cigar. Studio 21 cigar. Hopefully we'll be firing one up one day when we're taking ownership of the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe, or at least the naming rights.
Yeah. Do we get the cigar? Does that come with it? That's a good question.
That is a good question. I mean,
we'd have our own brand again.
I'm sure that would probably have to be a separately negotiated thing.
I would assume it's part of the deal.
I don't know if that's part of the deal, but I'm sure it's on the table.
Something could be worked out.
It's for discussion. So in terms of so I guess that Dave has put out there what he wants.
Yep.
We're toying with the idea of crowdsourcing it. But
there's a lot to review and reflect. A lot to
I guess that's the thing.
Decompress here and pull apart.
We're not so far apart. There's no discussion. But we're not close.
We're not close, but it's not off the table.
No. That's okay.
No.
It's okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like where our heads are.
I mean, it's there. I mean, there's something to be said. So, anyway, all right. Well, trying to think if there's anything else that we need to discuss before we get going. I don't think so.
I think we've covered it all.
I think we have.
Yeah.
So
it's been a show.
It has. Well, guys, this has been another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit, coming to you from the Jerry.
I'm Gator. That's Captain Butthurt.
Aladino Mobile Studios and Top Shooters. I'm Nick. And
I'm Gator. Captain Butthurt over there.
All right. Well, anyway, stay safe and stay smoky. I'm going to get a salad, and you can get like 8 chicken fried chickens.
Yeah.
You got to get up to berry weight.
See you guys.
Later.